me, was he too long? Can we just play that play all night, guys?
That's our captain, baby.
That's our captain. Some of you out there that were doubting our captain tonight, you were in my DMs. You were on Twitter replying. I can't believe it. I still can't believe it.
Gentlemen, the Florida Panthers for the third season are headed back to the Stanley Cup final.
Go.
Where's the banners?
Kirby, Cody, Caesar, everybody welcome on. This is a very special night.
Look at Nick on the beach here, just chilling out.
Yeah. Wasting away in Margaritaville, baby.
Shout out Jimmy Buffett. But
did we feel good? Like we're not going to follow up a loss with a loss. And I don't know what that first period was, gentlemen.
I mean, even after that first, I felt comfortable. Like it's a 2-0 game. You could come back down 2-0.
Hey, John.
Shouts out, Sean. Thank you. Appreciate it.
But I did bring up, but Kirby, I did tell you during the intermission one stat that I think that was there were two stats that were going to break the camel's back, and Derek says it right here. The Hurricanes went up 2-0. We're 32-0 going into tonight. We're a 2-goal lead. My mistake.
Yep.
32-1.
Is that a lot of their competition out in the Metro there, or them playing us?
I mean, is the Metro the worst division in hockey now? It probably is.
I tell everyone with New Jersey. I've just been trying to say that.
They took down Jesper Bratt, though.
What does Kirby always say? Kirby
he's
always
like no New Jersey, but it's like the teams like the Islanders are bringing it down. Let's see if the Blue Jackets can replicate that season for them. They had a lot of guys with career years.
Mm-hmm. I think there's teams in Atlantic there.
Oh, Philly's just dog shit.
Yes, John. I hope AJ Greer's all right. We were talking about that on the Twitter Expo.
Yeah. I think it's something with his hip, because he was pointing to it on the bench.
But I hope it's nothing to do like a hernia or something serious that way.
Yeah.
There's a question.
If you were Kachuk, I wouldn't have gone near that fucking thing. You kidding me?
I thought they were only going to have Barkov stand next to it, and then they did.
Didn't we touch it in '96?
Yeah, we touched it in 2023.
Yeah,
and lost both times.
Yeah,
we don't touch it in 24. Guess what? We win the cup in 24.
'96, they celebrated with it like the Stanley Cup, but I don't blame them because I was feeling.
But
the thing on Greer is we're going to have potentially 9 days off. If 7 or 9 days off is finally released today after we won. If the Edmonton Oilers win, which is now considered tonight here on the East Coast. If they win tonight, the Stanley Cup final will begin on June 4th. If the Dallas Stars win Game 5, it will be June 7th. So potentially a week away from the Stanley Cup final. So we'll see how certain things, obviously Losterinin got banged up tonight. Greer did not play at all in that third period. But yeah, it helps to have.
And likely, Nick, a couple of weeks till fans in South Florida will see a game.
Yeah, because we're probably going to have a trap too. Well, if it is Edmonton, which I'm assuming it's going to be, then yes, we're going to have 2 travel days probably in between games.
The extra travel days then would be Dallas.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we'll talk about Edmonton later and that series and the Hyman injury. But, gentlemen, we're headed back to the Stanley Cup final. And it's kind of just crazy to think. Huh? I mean, Paul Maurice closes his first 3 years, signed a 3-year deal, signed an extension. But all 3 years of this contract, he ain't getting
Cup finals.
He ain't getting a long summer. So
seems like everything comes in threes, gentlemen.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah. but anyway, with now we look ahead to Edmonton or Dallas. Like, I'm not going to count out Dallas yet. I do think they're going to win Game 5 because it is in Dallas. The problem is they can't score a fucking goal on the road. Shout out Wyatt Johnson, -18. Fucking hell.
Plus minus bullshit stat.
Yeah, the fans complaining about Barkov's -2 tonight. Oh man,
I would love.
You can thank plus minus Merchant King Gustav Forsling for that first.
Can you guys write that down? Like when you guys talk to us about plus minus, we're going to bring you back to the Florida Carolina clinching game 2025.
I did want to talk about a couple of things in this game. Obviously, it wasn't just us winning. Panthers got off to a rough start tonight. We're down 2-0 in the first period. Got back to our game here in the second. Matthew Tkachuk, in a span of 30 seconds, goes from everybody bitching at him to he's got 2 points and this game's tied up.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the power plays right here?
Play. It all started on the power play.
Coming into tonight.
Opportunities. So what did we finish for the series? We had 5 power play goals for the series, which
I had the road numbers there to that.
Which isn't bad, right? No. I don't know how many opportunities we had tonight. 4?
I believe.
Yeah, we had 4. They had 6.
So what is that? What did we go? How many did we have at home?
Like
5 of 17.
I would take 5 of 17.
Yeah, I mean, I think again we've talked about the power play. I think it's more our strategy on it. It's like the goals we get, they're not like they're a bunch of broken plays, and I guess they work, right? But it's like we're going to need to come in to the Stanley Cup final with a little bit more of a clear game plan on the power play because I'm not really sure.
You've been very upset with Jamie Compon.
Yeah, even going back to the Toronto series, I'm like, I don't care that we're scoring goals in the power play. I mean, you get 3 in one game versus Tampa, right? Then you get 1 in game 5 versus Tampa. I don't remember what it did the first 2 games. Seth Jones scored in game 1. Barkov scored in game 2. But again, those are pucks, being retrieved from behind the net and thrown up to the point. There's no set play. It seems very like the play is just kind of they're just broken plays. There's not continuous puck movement, zone time, and setup plays or chances. Kind of seems like a broken play here, a shot here, a bounce there. And I don't really think that's a sustainable way to have success on the power play. Now, again, you'll take what you can get, right? And I'm not expecting to be the Edmonton Oilers or the Tampa Bay Lightning, but I'd like to see something. And I'd like to say it's not sustainable. It's gotten us this far, but we'll have to see if any adjustments are made. I think that's the 2 defensemen looks interesting for sure. But if we can get that puck retrieval, like that, Kirby, you talked about Barkov, the puck retrieval, that led to the first goal on the power play.
Yeah, people are like, hey, 16, you got to do something out there. And I tweeted out, he created the first goal. He is the creator.
Yeah, and I will say this, for a team that, and maybe the stats don't back this up, this is just my eye test, for a team that wins a lot of board battles, a lot of puck battles, I don't think we're nearly as good as it on the power play than we are in 5-on-5. I don't know if that's just me.
But just look at that play from Barkov to jump in, Nick. He doesn't get credited with a point, but he's the one that created that whole play. That's how our system is.
Exactly. And again, on the other power plays, Kirby, people are like, well, Barkov, what did he do? Other power plays, that puck would have been won by Carolina and sent down the ice. So, I mean, that play would have been dead.
And maybe doesn't ever materialize.
Right, and it never materializes. And once you get out of the zone against Carolina, I've been talking about their penalty kill for years. You're not going to get back.
Then they start to have that neutral zone, and you don't have any room to.
They stand up 3 guys at the blue line, almost let you enter the zone at some points, or they stand up 3 guys at the blue line, which makes it hard to enter the zone. And then when you do enter the zone, they have 2 guys right on you, aggressive to the puck. And if you're not moving the puck quickly enough, it can haunt you a bit. I thought our power play 2 years ago against Carolina was a little bit more sustainable. But again, we won. We're headed to the Stanley Cup final. That's just something we're going to need to talk about, and we'll talk about more here as we preview that.
So that power play goal tonight, they can do it again, I feel.
Tkachuk had really good. I saw the Sportsnet feed. Tkachuk was asking for that shot. He's like,
he was shaking.
I'm here.
We need to start winning some damn. We haven't won faceoffs all playoffs.
No, and we've played.
I wanted to add on the faceoff thing. Sorry to interrupt, guys. We were. Derek mentioned it was 10-2 for Carolina after 20.
No, it was 55-45.
What was it?
55-45
after the first.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So maybe I got that number wrong.
We won the faceoff battle tonight.
No. We lost.
We won it.
Did we? Because we
Yeah.
weren't winning it earlier, according to
36 to 35. We won it by 1, but we won it.
Third.
But the one
I'll
draw
say
that
this.
really
And it might have been probably towards that third period because it did not look good the first 2 periods.
Nick was very upset on a draw we lost with Bennett.
Okay, can I talk about that? So,
Wait,
Jordan Stahl.
really? We
Jordan-
lost? Oh, yeah. I was going to say, we did win all the faceoffs in the third. Okay.
Jordan Stahl
Yeah.
in the first period goes in to take the face off against our second power play unit. And everybody who has eyesight can fucking see Sam Bennett can't win a draw to save his damn life. And if he does, he surprises himself more than any of us.
Right.
This guy, he goes into the face-off circle. We have Carter Verhaeghe. We have a bunch of other centers there that could take.
Lundell should be taking that draw. Or something.
Lundell. We have Sam Bennett in the offensive zone of the second power play unit up against Jordan Stahl. What happens? I called it even before it happened. I'm like, he's going to win. Stahl's going to win the draw, and Martinuk's going to hustle his ass over and clear it. And what happens? Stahl wins the draw. Martinuk gets it, clears it. That was a really rough first period, but I do want to commend our team because we battled back before in the past. That's what championship pedigree teams do. And
they don't panic like the fan base does.
But wait.
Did we have the Barkov play though, guys, where he gets?
Hold on.
Right,
I kind of want to bring this up because this is the face-off because I know Kirby's really a big advocate of Lundell taking the face-off. This was a big play by Lundell winning the face-off.
Oh no, this is a set play right here. Like this is one of the plays like the third line loves to do. They did this in the Tampa series where Marchand kind of wraps around, waits for Lundell, gets across, and then bang, back of the net. Like I knew that play happened the minute Marchand wrapped around the face-off dot. Because you can see he wraps around. Lundell beats Aho to the front net. It's a penalty too on Aho.
Yeah.
Like Aho's holding on to his hip, and
Lundell drives. If you see the other angle, he just drives to the net with a lot of resistance.
If only we had a guy like Jesperi Kokaniemi that could also fit into that top 9, guys.
Remember, they offer sheeted that fuck. Remember, they gave him
and then they were bragging about it. They're like, we got revenge on Montreal.
Like,
Kirby, which play did you want me to bring up?
Well, I wanted the first goal where Barkov won the board battle on the power play where Ekblad shoots the puck and the deflection in front there by Kachuk. But I don't know if there's a play available. I wanted to show everyone that, Cody. Because I think a lot of people on my
I want to bring up one thing. Bennett remains the top scorer in the playoffs, number 1 in the stat card. I don't give a fuck. He nearly cost us this shit. Do not give 2 fucks.
Cody sent me
that
quite
slash.
Just
3 minutes. 3 minutes to go takes, and it's a fucking slash. It's not even close. He goes like this. The full fucking slash. And you know what that reminded me of? My instant fucking memories. And I don't know if you guys remember this or not.
That is not
a weak. It's a slash.
It's a slash.
It's a slash. And you know what that reminded me of?
Thoughts were on that.
Washington series at Game 6. Forsling takes the delay a game call to make it 6-on-4. Guess what does? Washington ties it. That's where my mind instantly went.
I thought Cody was going to be more upset with Bennett's game and last game, and he wasn't, which really surprised me. Because I thought
but it was more of just everyone. I wasn't going to sing along.
It was the defense, but the forwards, man.
That was not a weak call. I'll fight for that because it's a fucking slash.
This was the one night that we talked about on our Twitter X show that the refs called the correct penalties. This series, I don't know where they've been with the calls, but tonight
they called them all. They were all correct. Like the guy's hand.
And I know Brenda Moore was upset at that cross check to Luosterainen. That was a clear cross check.
It's the playoffs, man. Okay, he slashes the stick out of his hand. It's in deep in their zone. That creates a scoring chance for us. They have to call that. It's not like it's in the neutral zone or anything where it's not going to cause any threat. No, it's in the offensive zone, in their D zone. Slashes the stick out of his hand, and if he gets that puck out, he could get a chance.
I might chat a little bit here on it being a weak call, but there wasn't weak calls out there tonight. Both teams were like mugging guys. Carolina, Rod Brindamore, like they were grabbing, holding Panthers players.
It's not a weak call because look at where they're at on the ice. it gives us too much of an advantage right there.
Cody, it didn't break the stick. If he held the stick.
But if it's slashed out of his hand, it's a slash, no matter what it is.
But
what made it worse was
you can have very light grip pressure and drop your stick, where other guys don't, right?
Okay, but it's still a slash.
Yeah, okay. No, I'm not
It's
saying
still a penalty.
I'm just leaning more with the chat. Don't want to get mad at me. No.
It doesn't matter if you slash the stick.
It doesn't matter if it's playoffs.
It's a slash.
But you could literally call
Slash
slash
is a
when they're in
slash.
front of the net. Players, the defensemen do it all the time.
My point is the refs didn't have a good series. That's
Yeah.
my point on this.
Yeah,
I don't think
I believe this is the first goal. But
Yeah, but they don't show
We
the,
have the board.
That shit infuriated me.
they don't show the puck retrieval by Barkov.
Okay, so Barkov gets it in that far corner, everyone, and this is why we have the puck. Please go back and watch the play. 16 out there was a beast all night, and he continually got better as the night went along. So everyone's like, what's he doing? He contributed completely, right, Nick, to this goal.
He was probably the best player on the ice tonight.
Yeah.
Joey,
Best player in the series.
Joey, if the Oilers win, well, I'll say after this goal, actually, Joey, just hang on a sec. And then Ekblad and then Kachuk right on the net front.
Yeah.
I thought Burns did a pretty poor job at letting Kachuk just stand there in front of the net.
But haven't we been advocating for Kachuk to be in front of the fucking net?
I mean,
I know I have.
Yeah.
It's
I think
Barkov.
Barkov.
It's the main reason why he's a 100-point player.
Joey, if the Oilers win tomorrow, if the Oilers win Game 5, Game 1 will be June 4th in Edmonton. If Dallas wins Game 5, it depends on who wins the series. But if Dallas wins Game 5, Game 1 will be June 7th. So,
yeah, but no matter what, the Panthers are starting on the road.
Florida starts on the road no matter what.
We gave that up to start the playoffs, home ice.
Yeah, because we fucking got battered in April with all these damn injuries.
And if everyone's not paying attention, those Western Conference teams, those have been.
I thought we were a first-round exit, guys.
But here's the thing. Here's the funny thing about those two Western Conference teams. Their road and home splits are the opposite of the Panthers, where their home splits are damn good, but the road splits are fucking horrible.
Yeah. But
because Edmonton's 1 for 26 on the power play on the road. And Dallas has scored 2 fucking goals in the last 4 road games they played.
That's been a bad series for Dallas. A lot of guys.
And I asked this question. And I asked this question again: is Dallas the new age San Jose Sharks?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Doug Wilson, was that the GM of the Sharks back then?
Yes.
The Sharks.
I'm just to be honest with you.
The Sharks and the Capitals.
Respect to the Stars, but is that not the same shit I hear with Jim Nill all the time? How much credit Doug Wilson got for building the Sharks and how good they are and this, that, the other thing. I mean, I don't know. Hey, they even have the same coach, so that's kind of.
We got John Acosta there in the chat. There's his Finland little, maybe some slight bias there.
Right?
He's got a long way to
go.
Shout out to John again for an amazing job at
who's considered the greatest Finn? Is it Solani or Curry?
Solani.
I think he's going to be the greatest Finn center of all time.
I don't think Curry can lay claim to that not being the best player on his team. He has a lot of the team pedigree and numbers, but look at Solani's longevity. If Solani didn't come back after the strike, then I would maybe lean Curry, but Solani's longevity was something. The strike actually saved his longevity because he was.
But I think Barkov is the best Finn in the world, the best Finn in the NHL right now, even with Rantanen.
Yeah, it's not even
and I think Barkov has solidified himself as a top 5 center. If you still have Sidney Crosby in your top 5, I'm sorry, this is in 2016. He's good, but he isn't. But Barkov's better at this point.
We've seen him take apart Aho. We've seen Elias Pettersson really decline. These are guys that people were.
Rope Hens, another guy.
These are guys they were comparing Barkov with about 2 summers ago, Nick.
Well, yeah, and he's kind of separated himself, or I guess it's the real Alexander Barkov's kind of shown himself here. There's been a bunch of centers compared. Nico Hischier even at one point in time.
Was he up there?
Yeah, I mean,
Jack Hughes one.
So
wait,
Do you guys think Barkov is going to be, or he puts himself as the best player in Panther history?
Oh yeah,
He's already that. He's already that.
He already
It was
is.
that for me
Like
12 to 18 months ago, maybe.
Barkov was born in Finland, Anthony. His dad is Russian though.
Yeah.
His dad's
Barkov-
Russian and
but
his
he-
mom is
That's where he
Finnish.
gets the name Sasha.
Barkov jersey retirement, future Hall of Famer. It's like
I mean, let's be real here. We have 4 jerseys we could retire right now
Reinhardt's already moving up there.
currently on this team.
Dude,
Because I think Bob's
Kachuk
like,
for
I think
Oh,
Bob's going to be retired.
I thought Reinhardt played really well defensively tonight too.
yeah. Some people were saying that
Yeah.
on the post game show.
Yeah, but
Um,
do you think Bob's jersey's retired right now? I think it is.
Oh, he's already
Look at this goal here by Evan
Did-
Rodriguez, his first of the playoffs. Finally, at
And-
7
And
points.
shout out to Jeremy Beckham, BeckSellsFLA.com. He called Erod scoring a goal tonight.
There we go.
7
And-
points in 5 games in this series for Evan Rodriguez. I mean, what a performance here by
And kind of this play doesn't happen if Kachuk doesn't, win the board battle here.
But this is but that's
is a
not even
great
really a battle. He just made a hit to make a play. But this play started with a fucking crazy stretch pass by Seth Jones from below his own goal line.
A lot of the goals tonight, Cody, they don't show the beginning of said play.
Yeah.
Right?
Like it's the fucking play that created said goal.
And it's a lot of the guys not getting points on said plays either.
But after that, the Lenovo Center was dead fucking silent until
Oh.
Jarvis tied it.
Until he tied it, yeah. Then the place went nuts.
and then 5 minutes later,
Can Carolina get out of this series and say their star guys somewhat showed up because they put points on
No.
the board in the last 2 games of this series?
No.
COVID,
Because when it came,
Jarvis.
I think again they looked like a
they
team.
escape criticism.
Yeah, they looked like a team
No, they
that
didn't.
treated their most dynamic forward. They look like a team that got fucked over by the Rantanen situation this series. Like, I want to give Carolina respect here, but like, you take a look at the roster, I'm questioning how the hell they got this far. I mean, if any other
Well, we
team,
talked about the path.
but I get it. Like, any other team has that roster. I mean, come on. It's like,
But
it's just
or
not good
is
enough.
it that we're just that damn good?
Well, no, I think we're that damn good, obviously, but I don't think Carolina is too impressive. Like, I think you take a look at the roster they have, it's like if they're all system, I mean, and I'm not just saying this comparative to us. I think you take a look, if they want to win in the Eastern Conference, and again, they're blessed to be in the Metro Division, I don't think they would have beat Tampa or Toronto either. I just don't think they would have.
they were a team that benefited from the weak side of the bracket because New Jersey was extremely weak going in. Like Kirby's going to harp on them anyway, but they didn't have Jack Hughes. They didn't
I
have.
wasn't picking up-
I think last year the team was Antonio with Gensel and Natchez and Aho and stuff like that.
But the problem is with Carolina is they lose to a team every time they don't have when the other team has the better players. Like remember they lost to the Ring.
You say they would have beaten the Canes?
It would be
I think Toronto could have, yeah.
I think Toronto would have beat Carolina.
Yeah, I
But-
didn't.
I was picking Toronto in 6 if that series happened.
Yeah,
Like
but-
I know people
Going in.
I know people want to shit on Toronto, and they had a brutal games 5 and 7. They had a brutal games 5 and 7. But look what they did to us the first 2 games. Games 3 was just I think Toronto would have beat Carolina. Game 3, that's a pretty fortunate bounce for us by Marsh and Kirby.
but-
That's one goal away from going down 3-0.
But
Right?
if they have
What Car-
Rantanen against Toronto or Rantanen against Florida, there's different stories there playing out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I'm just going to be honest with you. I just think they need, I think they have 3 third lines. Like, it's not good enough. Taylor Hall, Jesperi Kokaniemi, Jack Roslovic, Eric Robinson, Jordan Martinook, Jordan Stahl. You can't have 5 or 6 of those.
they
guys.
have too many guys that would be perfect for like
Carrier?
a middle 6, bottom 6.
Yeah,
like-
they have 6, 7 of those
It's like-
guys.
It's like Even your guy, Jake Kelsey, like, oh, dude, he'd be good for the fourth line. Oh, Carey, he'd be good for like the third, fourth line. And
But
then, like Hall.
Man,
But I
guys,
don't want 4 or 5 of them.
even though they're wingers, guys like Rantanen and Matthew Tkachuk, they changed the outlook. Rantanen did it this year. Tkachuk did it in 2023.
Yeah,
and
but
Carolina traded away.
But
Well,
the problem was they made a decision to say, hey, we're going to get something for him instead of riding this year with him.
But they were supposed to ride.
I think once they knew that went down, once they traded Rantanen, and I think they kind of knew we're not winning the cup this year.
But
And
they
it's
were
just-
one of the front-running teams that were all in for this year.
Well,
The
when they got
Panthers-
Rantanen, yes.
The Leafs were going to be happy with a conference final.
Like,
Well, you
The
got to get
Carolina
7.
Hurricanes wanted to win the Stanley Cup this year.
yeah, but the problem is their fucking dumbass GM didn't confer with Ranton and say, hey, I'm going to stay here.
Well, no, they
That's where this whole shit-
They knew. They just felt like they could talk him into it, which I'm going to be honest with you, and Antonio brings up a good point. Chatfield and Walker missing. Chatfield missing the whole series. Walker being out majority of the series. Dmitry Orlov forgetting how to play hockey. I mean, that is the storyline also in the series. I think, and Brent Burns isn't what he used to be. And then you have 2 rookies. So you have 2 rookies. You have Dmitry Orlov forgetting. Look, I think it's just plays like that. It's like you saw Sergei Bobrovsky in this series. He probably would want the second one back. But at the end of the day, he's making big saves when we need him. Kirby, we talked in the intermission. That game could have, should have been 4-0 after the first period. I know there were some people bitching at Bob for the second goal. I'm like, well, substitute that goal for one of the other ones that he stopped, for the Carrier one he stopped in the first period or whatever. I mean, it's just saves like that. And if you're going to be all system, fine, but you need to have some star power there to kind of insulate your goalie, similar to how Vegas did. And they didn't do that. And I think, again, they're a young team. They got their young core locked up. They have a lot of money. They have picks. They have young players. They can get better. I don't know how much better. The big free agent piece, Mitch Marner, Cody, you might want to pull up the picture here for Kirby. I don't know if he moves the needle.
They need to put the money into the center position.
I think they need to put the money into the center position. And we talk about Sam Bennett. Is that a potential option? I think Carolina would be willing to pay Sam Bennett a lot of money here. And I think it could be a good fit. I think he'd fit in nicely with Carolina. I don't know if the offensive production would be there, but I think he could be a pretty good fit there. But there's also other centers out there too. But again, Kokiniemi, Roslovic, Jordan Stahl, they're rotating those 2-3 guys in the number 2 center position, and it's just not good enough. And it is what it is, yeah. So I'm not a Hurricanes fan.
But here's the thing: the Hurricanes will always continue to come up short if they do not get that guy, because it's just like when it came down to it tonight. The Panthers had Barkov to make a play. Big time players make big time plays, and the Hurricanes, big time guys, unless it was given to them by Florida, they weren't making the play.
Yeah, and you take a look like Sebastian Aho. I mean, he did end up 15 points in 15 games. Again, he gets you 2 goals, gives you a 2-0 lead in the first period. You're thinking, okay, he's showing up. I don't think Sebastian Aho's doing what Alexander Barkov did tonight. He's not.
Because if you're a Hurricanes fan, you're sitting there like, did Aho got beat again by the other team's number 1 center? Because last year he got beat by Zibanejad. The year before that, Barkov destroyed him. And it's just like, and I saw a Canes podcast say this, like, the Canes need to find a 1C. They already have their 2C, and his name is Sebastian Aho. Like, there's still one team that's happy at the end of this thing. We are all well aware of that. You have to enjoy everyone, but there's a tremendous amount of work left.
Like we talked, Kirby, we've talked about in the past, Panthers were one of the first teams to win a Stanley Cup without a true number 1 defenseman. Well, I think we should talk about number 1 center. I mean, I'm not saying Sebastian Aho is not a true number 1 center, but take a look at but take a look at the caliber of centers that have won the cup the last couple years.
I think you need to have 2 of these 3: number 1 center, number 1 defenseman, number 1 goalie.
But here's the thing, because look at the cup winners: Barkov, Eichel. You go Point
McKinnon.
twice.
McKinnon.
Point twice, and then you go Ryan O'Reilly, who was the best two-way center in the game at the time. He won the Conn Smythe that year too. Then you go Nicholas Backstrom. Then you go Crosby. Then you go Jonathan Taves. That's the last 10 years.
Kopitar after that, or before
Kopitar. Then before
Kopitar.
that,
Bergeron.
Although they had him and Krejci there, but
and then you go Crosby, and then when you get to Detroit, you get to Zetterberg, Datsuk, and then like after that, you go the Ducks. You go to Ryan Getzlaf, and then I'm trying to think now. Hurricanes, Rod Brindamore.
Right.
Like Hurricanes one is always that anomaly one. How they got it done.
Yeah, that was more Cinderella run.
Or a rookie goalie, and they didn't really have a 1D.
That kind of maybe would have been like although we had the talent when we made our cup run 2 years ago, right? That was like majority.
But that's
of the
1 year coming out of the cap. That's how far back you have to go to
So,
look. And again on St. Louis, they had Alex.
Ryan mentions LeCavier too. I mean, it's very difficult to win, and Ryan O'Reilly would probably be the most questionable one there. I would argue it was a little bit of a different league back then. Number one,
no, but Ryan O'Reilly at the time was
I agree. He was
center in the
probably
league.
the number 1 center.
And the Ducks had a number 1 centerman. They had 2 number 1 defensemen and a number 1 goalie.
like
that was
those are
it's
this embarrassment of riches, and then
you know
Detroit had
LeCavier back to
the Ducks had like you just said, they also had Corey Perry too, which a lot of people
but Getzlaf was the trick that kept them running. At Teemu Selanne, Scott Niedermayer, Chris Pronger. Their goalie was J.S. Jaguar, right?
So he's a number 1.
Yeah, and then, but like out of the teams I really just said, there's very few that had all 3.
And Ryan, like it's Binnington and Cam Ward, those goalies kind of come out of nowhere. So did Patrick Waugh. You go way back.
And I know Kirby Bobrovsky had the resume. He came out of nowhere. He kind of reinvented himself.
But he was never a big game goalie until he got to Florida.
Yeah, like playoff.
He was a bona fide number 1 in a Vezina.
People say playoff Bob. That wasn't always a compliment. That used to be. I remember in Columbus, playoff Bob was, he's going to choke again, right?
So for Chicago,
and the Boston numbers were pretty good.
For Chicago, for instance,
that's 1 series.
Like Chicago, like the Blackhawk fan, Antonio. Remember, they had all 3: Taves, Duncan Keith, Corey Crawford. Like those were 3 guys.
A bona fide number 1.
Ryan says, Mr. Game 7, Justin Williams, him and Cody Ceci. I'd add Brandon Montour into that. There you go, Curb.
Real quick, boys, we just got to go to our sponsor, and then we'll be right back.
Panthers fever is here. Are you geared up? Caneswear in Davie is the place for all your Florida Panthers needs. They have the latest gear for our favorite NHL team. Jerseys, polos, t-shirts, hoodies, hats, and more. Caneswear has you covered. Stop by their store in Davie or at pantherswear.com. Again, that's Pantherswear, WEAR.com for all your Panthers gear.
And then let's hear another word from our other sponsor, Jeremy Beckham with Bexels FLA, Next Home Treasure Coast. Hey, Panther fans in South Florida and need real estate help? Check out Jeremy Beckham with Next Home Treasure Coast. It's a boutique service with a personal touch. Jeremy and his team put humans over houses, working hard for you, whether you're buying or selling. Ready to move? Hit up BexelsFLA.com or call 772-475-5371 now. You'll be glad you did.
Caesar?
Kirby, I agree with you on Crawford and Osgood, by the way.
They're not borderline guys. Those are one goalies. Those are
like true number 1.
I'll put them in a top.
Crawford won 3 fucking cups.
Didn't Niemi win one of them?
Okay, won 2. My bad.
Yes. I don't put him high.
Was it him or Huey?
It was
one of the 2.
So this is Rod Brindamore on what he thought.
I'd like my cheap ass owner or my cheap ass GM to provide me with some fucking talent. That would be nice.
Oh, Nick says that.
That's what I would fucking say. But,
and then that's Nick's end of his coaching.
Yep. And then Nick Levine has been fired.
You think Ted Nolan was thrown out of the league? Oh, geez, Nick Levine.
But it's just with the Hurricanes, it's just all personnel, and I'm really excited for this free agency day because of the cap going up, and you are going to see some of the worst contracts you can think of.
This guy's a troll, right?
We don't want to show him the language on the.
Have you seen our coach? Like,
Oh, they're saying to you guys that they're dropping some.
fuck that. But I'm really excited for this free agency because I get to see a lot of dumbass contracts. Namely, probably the one on our team, number 9.
Well,
Yeah.
I've talked to a couple of people in our community say, I think the contract's already done. Cody, just going to say, if it is, you might want to take a day off from Spaces that day.
Financially, it just doesn't make sense. It truly doesn't make sense financially.
What if he does take a friendly deal?
What's the friendly deal?
7?
I'm
Or
still
7?
driving his ass to the air. Out! No!
I'm just going to say,
a third line center $7 million.
what would Gustav Forsling make on the open market? And you're going to see where I'm going with this.
Fucking 7.5, 8.
Okay. What would Sam Reinhart have made if he had hit the open market?
11?
Fucking 10,
Wow.
10.5.
10
So
and a half.
if Sam Bennett can make 7.5, 8 million on the open market, and we take pay cuts to stay in Florida, if he wants to stay in Florida,
6.5, 6.
there we go. That's the number. It's established. If you want to stay, you take a pay cut.
He's not going to take 6 or 6.5.
Then
Lulu saying extra year though.
I'm sure Gustav Forsling.
Hold on. Only Lulu saying only Florida can give Bennett the 8 years.
Yeah, but
That
here's
play-
the thing: does he?
I
But
would-
do they care?
But Lulu makes a good.
Great point, Lulu.
Because here's the thing: are you? My kid, if your kids are still up at 2 a.m. on a Thursday, what? Like,
Hey, it's almost school's almost out. They got
I think
a
school
week and a
is
half.
out. Is it not?
No, a week and a half. They got a week and a half.
Okay.
My goddaughter was with us tonight. So.
Okay.
All right, but it's just financially, it just doesn't make sense. You just paid
I'm
Lundell
not
$5
stopping
million.
the swearing. So if you don't like it, you can, whatever.
Like,
Go on, Cody.
like it just doesn't make sense financially. It truly does not to me because you just paid Lundell 6x5, or 5x6, whatever the fuck it is. I don't care. But
But
you're paying a
More
five.
AV if you give that extra year too.
If that is the case, give him the extra year. I don't care because we'll be out of contention by that
But you would
8th year anyway.
And I'm going to be honest with you.
You would
You
take
can move
Lulu
that
pretty
contract,
close.
I'm sure, if you really need to. But again, in 8 years, we're not going to be winning anymore.
Unless we hit some mid round picks, this ain't being extended because we trained every first round pick we got.
And every guy still got like 7 years left. So the
Yeah,
most
like-
is
Now, the one concern I do have with this is, number one, what is he going to age like? And I don't think we're going to see any too big of a drop off, especially at 6.5. It's going to be around what he's cap percentage wise, what he's at right now, maybe a little bit more. I'm also like, well, I don't really want Anton Lundell as a number 3 center. I mean, I think this is a guy.
Not worth
Again-
8 mil, but just imagine who's 2 seed. Yes, Lundell.
That's the guy.
Lundell. will be
I'm just
2
going to say
seed.
this.
And now, no, a lot of Panther fans don't know this now, but they'll know it soon. And I'll put my hat in the ring for it. Grayson Sachin is the future 3.
Oh my good lord.
Okay, he's a troll. He's a troll.
He's a
They're not
troll.
laughing at my comment. They're laughing at the joke.
But it's
Anyways, was this person removed from the
Oh my god.
not even that of a troll. It's kind of a funny troll. I don't even
Okay.
care.
I didn't even know. Grayson Sachin, that wasn't laughed.
No, I think on Anton Lundell, I'm just saying he almost had 50 points. He's a playoff performer. Like, honestly, I'm not like trying to be like, why would we give him that much money if he's going to be a number 3 center?
And this is what people don't understand. And this is like people, and I hear the excuse like, "Oh, the cap's going up," but contracts like that are what are reasons why you can't fucking Like people say, oh, the cap's going up, but the salaries are going to keep going up. Like that's the difference. Like it ain't going to change too much.
Yeah, but you don't pay $5 million for depth. Like I'm not opposed to bringing Bennett back, but we're not bringing him back for $7.5 million. It just, I don't think it can work.
Like the cap, the salaries are going to keep
And
going
part
up.
of the reason we're so good, and part of the reason we're able to have that depth is because Sam Bennett isn't okay.
Can we get Gator Tooth out of here?
Gator Tooth, get out of here. Boop. Yep. There we go.
I'm controlling stuff here. Keep going.
And I'll just say this: like, part of the reason we have that depth is because we're not overpaying many guys, if anybody at all, at this point. So if we're gonna give everybody their payday, well, then there goes our depth, right? And Antonio, what would I pay for Marner? The Florida Panthers, what I'd pay for Marner? I'd say
$3 million.
I'd just get him down at the table and say, Mitch, here's our offer. Go fuck yourself. That's what I would say. Number one, blow it out your ass. Now, if I were Toronto, I'd pay him $14.5 million because I just think he's a perfect fit there. And I think they should run back the core four. So that's my opinion. Antonio, if you're a Chicago fan, I'd wait for Kaprizov the next year. That's patience is a virtue, my friend. So,
Dude, but here's another thing. Like now we're getting to a point where there is a new name entering the center market, and he's an RFA. Kirby, have you heard about this guy with this contract dispute?
Who would that be?
Mr. Marco Rossi of the Minnesota Wild.
Oh, I haven't been up to date on that.
So he's been in a contract dispute with the Wild for right now, and he's looking to take – this is going to be a big summer of offer sheets, I feel.
But the Wild, I don't want to go down that path completely here tonight, but they're out of that cap hell that they have with Parise and Scooter and all that.
But you want to talk about a team that's done very well with drafting, those guys have done damn well.
Yeah, and that helps your cap when you're drafting, especially defense, young blue liners. Like, this is the problem, though, with the whole Bennett thing to get to the audience here. A lot of teams are going to have money this summer. That doesn't mean you should spend. That gets you into trouble. And a lot of teams outside of the Panthers fan base are like, whoever gives Bennett that contract for $10 million or $9+, watch out. Like when other fans start to jump on that, you have to take yourself and your Panther goggles off and read what other fans are saying. And if those comments are coming in unanimously, which I've been seeing, that really gives you reason and positive. That's how you pay him. But I'm saying,
so Pierre LeBrun came out on a TSN radio show, and he described who would be after Marner. I forget who is interested in Marner, but he also included teams that Marner is interested in.
I heard
one
that
was
from
one was the Vegas Golden Knights, and the second one was us, the Florida Panthers. So that's where the rumor is coming from, that he is interested in us, but I doubt we'd be interested in him because I don't think that he's the type of player that Zito would acquire.
He'd be interested in Tampa too, I believe.
Yeah, but I don't think Tampa. But
that's not what Tampa needs. I think Vegas is could be an interesting fit. I don't know why you don't sign Marcia so and then you go and sign Mitch Marner for all that money, but I'm not worried about it, right?
No,
I think he'd be
at our team. We don't worry about
it's
it.
easy, guys.
He's not playing for a Canadian team, but I think Bennett would. Is that correct?
Say that one more time. He doesn't want to play.
Outside of Toronto, but Bennett will.
Speaking of that about Bennett, I don't remember who said it, but it was one of these insider guys, and they're like, I don't think Bennett ends up at Toronto. We've got 20 other teams that are going to offer him just as much, if not more, and there's plenty of them that are just as good, if not in better situations than Toronto. It's like you're really competing with a lot, and the most recent reporting and sources say they're all really competing with Florida because they think he comes back to Florida and like that he really doesn't want to leave, which who would, right? I mean, but again, it's if he's getting EJ Hradek reported $10 million, there'd be some teams willing to pay. I don't know how you pass that up.
I would be on the floor during the stream. So I would be laughing my ass off.
I hope it's Toronto.
If he got $10 million.
Toronto at $10 million.
Shout out to our chat. Thank you guys. We really appreciate it. We're I believe we hit over the 400 mark on the Cats and Rats podcast.
Yeah, last night. Yep.
And on the Big
Appreciate you
C
guys.
show as well, I'm up to about 280. Please like and subscribe on both of our channels. Really appreciate everyone for their support. And kind of like to change the subject, boys. Let's talk about the Paul Maurice not shaking hands in the line. He was actually, I'll let you guys listen. So there was another opportunity that this happened, or another, when it happened in Winnipeg, and he did not shake the hands of the Montreal Canadiens. So here's Paul Maurice talking about that.
One of the staff with the Jets made a comment that people were very upset that I didn't shake hands with the Montreal Canadiens at the end of the game. And I want to be clear about that, because I've spent a long time in this league and I've always been exceptionally respectful of players. If you go back to when I started early on, the coaches never shook the players' hands. And I think that's right. I think just the men who swing at each other and fight and scratch and claw, I think that's the player's place, right? So I think I did it, like I didn't for the first 12 years. I think I did it in the Nashville series. And I remember thinking, I'm never doing that again. That's just weird, right? These players are looking at me like, what are you doing out here in your suit, shaking my hand in the middle of the ice? And I'm thinking, what am I doing shaking their hands?
So Paul Maurice, this is not his first time doing it. So
It's an old school approach. It's an old school approach, and he's an old school coach.
I've always grew up with hockey coaches and sports coaches meeting at the middle of the ice. Before I coached, after I started coaching, it's always been like that.
Well, I don't disagree with his approach. Now, again, I find it weird how he's
like some people. I don't want to get into politics, but some people are like, don't have the national anthem at games anymore. So
I'm just going to say, if he did it the last 2 years, why didn't you just say, "Fuck it, I'm not doing it anymore"? I mean, he's done it. I mean, if you've done it, if he truly believes that, then he should have done that when we beat Boston, right?
So what has changed? He hasn't given the answer to that?
I think he probably said, I'm winning a lot. Fuck this shit. I can do what I want now. Maybe that's it.
Maurice did not shake the Leafs' hand.
No, he didn't. And I think Berube was okay with that. I don't think he had a problem.
Berube's old school too, so he understands.
Old school too. Rod Brindamore, he still wants to play, so he's probably waiting to get in there.
You have to realize this, though. The coaches, when they would go to the handshake line, I talked about this on the post-game show, Caesar, they would shake hands at the bench, always. They would always do this.
Yes.
This is standard protocol.
No, the one thing that kind of makes me mad about that exchange is like Brindamore just kind of looking away.
You know what makes me mad? That they didn't have the mics on right there.
Hey, there might
it might be on the
They could be doing some show again, like they did for the Amazon Prime.
Yeah,
We talked about the conversation post game. So thank you, Lulu. If we could find that, let me see if I can pull it up here.
Yeah, I'm coming in from Spaces, so appreciate that, Lulu. Caesar does a great job behind the scenes because I'm coming in here blind, Caesar, to a lot of
Maurice. Well, nothing from Jameson Olive. All right, yeah, Lulu, send it in the game day chat because I can't find it at all. Yeah, I can't find it. We'll figure it out later. But anyway, no, I don't really. I guess it's whatever. I think if you've done it, you should probably just continue to do it. I think it's respectful, but I don't see a huge deal about it.
I don't know if anyone's like to blame in this situation.
I think if the players don't mind it, I mean, why should we? I mean, ultimately, it's up to the players, right?
Yeah, if the league
out there battling it,
Caesar, if the league doesn't step, it's up to the personal coach, players, team.
Wait, I found it. I got it.
I'm going to send it to Twitter. So, Caesar, if you want to just see, there's a video.
Caesar, I already pulled up. Let me share my screen.
Yep. Go ahead.
All right.
Thank you, Lulu. Thank you, chat, for being here tonight.
All right.
Numbers are growing here as we go later, guys.
It seemed like you and Rod had an animated discussion at the end of the game. Was that just about the handshake line?
Yeah, that's all it was.
Okay.
And it's a personal belief, and I really appreciate what he did because I understand the risk that there's a bit of a risk. So the story goes like this. I don't believe that the coaches should shake players' hands at the end. There's this long list of people in suits and tracksuits. I mean, we had like 400 people on the ice. They're all really important to our group, but not one of them
was in the game. There's something for me visually with the camera on of just the men who played, block shots, who fought for each other. It's the end of one season. It's excitement for the other. The last thing that a player on the Carolina Hurricanes deserves is 50 more guys in suits they have. They have no idea who they are. And that's not a negative. There should be something really kind of beautiful about just the camera on those men who played shaking hands. So we should respect that. So we talked to Craig Berube on the ice in Toronto, and I figured if I could sell it in Toronto, and he understood it because he's played and Roddy's played, so they both kind of get it. I don't know where it changed. When I first got in the league, you would never go shake the players. Now, some coach wanted to get on camera. Is the only thing I can figure out, right? And it was I don't know, maybe you want to shake Wayne Gretzky's hand or something. I don't know when it changed, but I don't think it's right. I think there's a really nice, kind of beautiful part of our game when just the players shake hands at the end. When you think of all the wars, that's not the right word, all the great competitions on the ice, I mean, hard, going after each other, and yet they shake hands like that. That's special. They're not sending Christmas cards to each other. This was nasty out there. Something very special to it. So I appreciate the risk that he took because he's concerned that somebody here is going to be upset that he didn't shake our players' hands. I asked him not to, and he said, and he understood it. So that's what happened.
And then
I don't know. I just think, again, it's his personal preference. It's his take. What if a coach coached a guy for 10 years and then, has something to say, handshake, or goes around? How about one coach and assistant coach? You don't need 20 men in suits, but your lead assistant and the head coach. I'm proud of that. I had a player that was a captain for me that loved me as the assistant coach at the time, lead assistant, being in the handshake line when we win a tournament, win the league, whatever. He's like, get in here, coach, get in here. Like, that made him excited, and he was our best player. So I don't know. There's different things and elements that come into play here, guys, than just what Paul Maurice is saying. That's his personal view and take.
Yeah,
if I was told by
I don't know why you made a big deal of it at this point.
What? Sorry?
I don't know why you made a big deal of it at this point.
It's making a big deal.
You've gone to 3 straight Cup finals, and we're just now fucking hearing about it.
Like a whole long-winded story on it.
I mean, this is the 3rd straight year we've been doing this shit, and I had no clue we felt this way until now. So, I mean, I get the separation aspect of it, but it's just.
Well, what if Rod Brindamore had a player that he used to coach?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. I really didn't even notice.
But does Rod have to wait after? Does Rod have to wait till after the game when the guy's in the tunnel to talk like for an hour? Sometimes you don't have that time to do that. I don't know. But you lose. Hang around after you lose.
We are 24-2 in Verhaeghe scores.
Yeah, I saw this tonight. I didn't bring this up.
Can we stop all the Verhaeghe slander? Didn't we say he would be back in the playoffs, Cody?
Cats and Rats community did say that, Caesar.
Cody was a big advocate of that, too.
He was.
I lost a bet because of it, and Carly made me this great banner. If you want to go see it, it's on my Twitter page. And I'm going to keep that. I texted her after Verhaeghe scored again. I go, I'm going to keep that banner forever.
And the ones that I got, like Cody put his neck out there publicly, the ones that I got were in DMs, and it's like, Kirby, would you have given him this contract? Yes. I said, yes. Why did we not?
I was just thinking about that. I think the Tampa series first time around.
Is that all time?
Yeah.
I'm trying to let me figure this out. Let me think.
Carter Verhaeghe, I know.
Wait. Game 1, 2021. Yep, that's one because he did score in that game. And game 4 versus Tampa, 2021.
Yep, 2023.
2021.
I don't remember that game.
We didn't play Tampa in 2023.
2024, I meant. No, I don't remember that.
No, it was a garbage time backhand top shelf on the power play. We were down like 5-1.
The comments section in the morning will help us out on this to confirm this.
Oh no, it's already confirmed. I already know it. I could pull up the goals for you.
Confirmed by Cody or confirmed actually? Because me and Cody.
It's confirmed. I could pull up the goals.
I'm just saying. I don't know what no one
Like
asked.
it's game 1, 2021 versus Tampa. That's one.
I don't
It's
remember
like
the game
if-
4. I think we got blown out that game.
Yeah, that was remember because game 4 was after the Lomberg overtime winner, and we got the doors blown off of us 5-1. It's like
I try to-
5-1.
I try not to remember that series.
He scored on a backhand like top shelf.
The series we lose, I tend to just like erase from my mind.
And now people are just like, like when it comes to playoff games, it's easy to remember for me if they're not like blowouts against us, because then I really don't pay attention.
Like games 4 through 6 of the Cup final last year, I don't remember it.
Yeah. So, but that one, yeah, it was game 1, 2021, because he scored like on like a one-timer, and then then the garbage time. Because he scored like every time he scored last year, we won.
So, yeah, I only remember the good memories, Antonio. I'm sure you're that way with Chicago. I don't think you really want to remember the last.
Oh, Antonio, I remember the Tampa Bay sweep. And
You have to remember the bad
coach,
memories to appreciate the good.
Get rid of the coach and change the core up. That was my first year doing content.
Derek says he doesn't even remember his children's birthdays. So, Cody.
Hey, listen. I remember the fucking Islander bubble series. Like
I remember that Mike Hoffman showed up for that.
Yeah, but you know who else scored in that series for us, Kirby? Eric Holla.
I remember saying fire Dale.
I was going to say Boyle or Huberto.
I remember saying
Boyle,
fire Dale Talent after that. I remember saying
Boyle did score.
Oh, did he? I think Huberto did.
No, remember that was the one game he won. He scored the dagger.
Well,
it was like off the rush.
Who's ready in the comment section? Who's ready to freaking spend a shit ton of money on more merchandise?
Nick, you have it.
I am
buying that. I'm not buying that fucking hat.
I don't. I'm gonna end up buying it tomorrow. So
of course.
Oh, there you go.
Caesar, you ready to spend a shit ton of money on merchandise?
Let's fucking go.
Yeah, there we go.
This is once in a lifetime opportunity.
We only spend money on Stanley Cup champions hat, not Eastern Conference champions.
About like 8 months later,
2023, I would understand this.
But I never said when I was gonna buy it.
Then again, I would understand it for Caesar, considering he wasn't like cognizant when we won the conference 2023.
Antonio,
so this is
I erase expensive purchases out of my mind as well.
I finally get to witness us beating the Carolina Hurricanes.
But you didn't witness the fucking 4 overtimes.
No. And I honestly thought it was going to go to overtime today. I was like, oh, crap.
if it was 4 overtimes, we probably would have went straight to After Dark. We would have just said fuck spaces.
Yeah, if that happens next round, everyone will probably jump on over here.
Well, there ain't gonna be no fucking 4 overtimes. You're gonna be fucking passing out of my seat at the arena.
2, 3 overtimes, whatever. I'll sneeze coming there.
No, but that 4 overtime game was like once it got to like the second, like the 3rd overtime was horrible. It was so bad.
It was actually. It wasn't just like oh let's at like I want to.
I was for it.
It was bad hockey. It's like these teams.
It wasn't bad hockey. It was conservative hockey.
They were exhausted, and I think we actually played better in the overtimes than we did in the first 3 periods.
What are you gonna tell them to quit the game? Go home?
No, if we would have fucking buried it in the 3rd, we wouldn't have had to deal with this shit.
I don't look at it as a bad experience.
Well, no, if Colin White doesn't fucking insert himself into the crease.
Kirby, I'm going to say this, Kirby, that's results based because if we would have lost, that would have been a pretty bad experience.
Well, that's what everyone would have said. But everyone wanted to end the game when it was tied. They said, I don't care.
Antonio says, be honest. You guys were scared as shit after the period. I wasn't scared at all.
I was more nervous then, though, Antonio, because we hadn't won a cup and everything like that. That's really, your boy's here tonight.
So anyway,
Nicola was back in the lineup tonight.
What is our prediction for tomorrow?
I think Dallas wins like 5-1.
Dallas is going to win.
I think Dallas explodes.
I thought they didn't play a bad game in game 4. I thought Skinner was just better.
I have some problems with Dallas's game.
Nick's been calling out Dallas.
It's called this fucking soft.
Jamie Benn does these little bullshit flybys. They don't check. They don't put anybody into the fucking boards. They don't do shit. They're soft, they're slow, and they don't pay attention to the fucking details. They hope to snap it around and freaking give it to Mikko Rantanen, who just shoots it right at Stuart Skinner's chest. It's not good enough. It's a joke.
The biggest thing is if you truly watch it, and this is where Dallas is like kind of like fucking up a bit. The Oilers,
I agree.
Yes, even Larry Allen says
yes.
The Oilers are playing like a five.
Caesar.
Like the Oilers are playing like as a 5-man unit, supporting each other. Puck like zone exits are clean, everything. But the Stars are playing like individuals.
But the thing that for pause here, what Edmonton did to Vegas with their,
I mean, I knew that was going to happen. But the thing is, with Vegas, their decor sucked.
Happen.
I picked fucking Edmonton in that series, and I told you Vegas.
In 7, I thought.
I think I picked them in 6. I'm not sure. I would have to go back. It's like 6 or 7. I know I picked Edmonton.
Team in Minnesota.
What happened?
You didn't pick your dark horse team Minnesota over Vegas, but you didn't think that was going to turn out like how it did in that series.
Because Minnesota gave them the fight that I thought, but like I said, I didn't think they would beat Vegas because they didn't have the truly the depth to do it. And
not saying beat them the way they did it.
No, but it didn't. But it didn't surprise me. Because I knew fucking Vegas played like shit.
And Aiden Hill just couldn't get any.
Bro, Caesar's surrounded by rockets right now, dog.
Here.
That was my little my little message to Whitney.
Your little wet what?
That's what I said.
What?
I think you wanted to say something else.
Time out. I got 2 remaining.
No.
Oh, Vincent has entered the chat here.
My little message to Whitney boy.
That was a tongue twister.
Twista. Wow.
I mean,
there you go.
I mean,
Twista.
If you had her next to you guys, I mean, I'm sure you guys.
There's a lot of people that are favorite.
I could have looked, but I probably would have got a really dirty look the other way.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is After Dark.
Thank God.
Are we on location now? Nick will be there early.
Oh man, I mean,
here we go. We're gonna close up on Kirby. There we go. Kirby, anything to say to our fine fans?
Ah, Nick.
Get back here.
Fuck.
I need some.
Thank you, Ryan.
Go, Nick. Come on.
The beach.
What did you find back there by the palm trees?
You don't want to know. Some South Florida shit.
So
give the blonde one my number, C.
There we are. We know Ryan was there.
Message me after. I got you, Ryan.
Ryan ain't got a chance in hell with her. Cold day in hell.
Not if he's wearing that Edmonton jersey.
Yeah, we're going to call out Ryan right here. I'm going to call out Ryan right here. He was at the mosh pit, ladies and gentlemen, with a fucking Connor McDavid Team Canada shirt. I have a photo. I got a photo. Kirby does too. This guy claims to be a Roberto Luongo super fan, a Florida Panther fan. He's at the mosh pit, which for anybody who doesn't know is the watch party. It's like Maple Leaf Square, but for the Oilers games. Outside the arena, there's a picture of Ryan screaming on top of a table with a McDavid Team Canada shirt.
What about him being on that promo ad? Where's Waldo? Find me in the picture, guys.
Yeah. What the fuck is this shit?
Up at the table.
Yeah.
So disappointed in it.
Bullshit. And I don't have it with me right now, but shout out to the Holy Water. I don't have it.
Shout out to
you better find it.
Would it actually work tonight, huh? Didn't work at fucking game 4.
Ryan, if you are working any moderator chat and we do an Edmonton Oilers Dallas Stars live stream, you better not be biased. You better be very.
Yeah, I'm in competition, Ryan. I don't know how you're going to do that when you're blackout drunk, but.
How about this? You're fucking.
It's up. The Holy Water's upstairs.
How about this, Ryan? That's still scouting, right, big dog? There's no eye. There's no 2 eyes in there, big dog. Scouting. Fuck out of here. But looking towards Edmonton and
when some of our co-hosts are at games for other teams, right? We've seen that before, 2023. Anyways,
what is Ryan going to tell us realistically about the Edmonton Oilers?
Looking at the Edmonton Dallas series,
for the next round,
what are you multitasking with, Brian?
After dark.
Are you doing my multitasking? Because I was doing that again tonight.
Brian, there's other places to meet ladies than at hockey games. Try the grocery store.
Well, we've seen those Edmonton Oiler fans, how those ladies can be.
The grocery store?
Try the what do you call it?
The grocery store.
The what's the word? The summer markets or whatever. Try those night markets.
That's a great place. This is a great place to end the night.
Well, how about this? Let's talk about the Hyman injury, and then we'll because Zach Hyman being out is a big loss for Edmonton. I mean, huge.
Yeah, I mean,
talking about Lulu. Lulu, what are you turning on me for?
Please do not take Kirby. Like, Lulu, are you looking for guys that?
Why is she turning on? She did some comment the other night with the food takes.
My goodness.
Yeah, I think the loss of Hyman.
Thank you, Lulu.
Fucking grocery store.
Ryan, I know you're causing some stuff behind the scenes.
Kirby, how do you talk to the people at the deli? Right? How do you talk to the people at the deli?
What is it, chicken sub? Or how's the Publix power play been looking lately?
The Publix power play?
Tonight was not the Publix power play.
It was a Chewy power play.
Tonight was a Chewy power play.
All right, so stick with fucking Chewy because the Publix power play fucking sucks.
And
Chewy.
I do work for Chewy, so shout out to Chewy.
Man, imagine that happens and we hear that. We're like,
a grocery store.
Chewy,
I can't get over that.
True. I don't know if you guys haven't heard that.
The pub sub power play. I think I would be better.
Costco was lurking around me. Lurking. True story.
What?
In the produce area. You know where you have to go in the fridge area? I don't know if it's like that in the States.
Wait. Who was lurking you?
Oh, a woman one time. She was like following me around.
All right, I think we're getting a little off topic here.
Did you get her number, Kurt?
It wasn't.
Yeah, in the police report, Kirby.
So this is a Verhaeghe goal. Biz kind of breaks down the defensive play.
Ryan says that was security, Kirby. That's why they were wearing that jacket.
Let's take a listen of what TNT had to say on the Verhaeghe goal.
Going back to the winning goal by Verhaeghe, though,
we got an appetizer fight in the damn comments right now.
Ryan, that's why I said anything. Anyways, Biz got promoted to one seat inside. He's not on the edge anymore. Congratulations, Biz.
So TNT will be live at games here for the Stanley Cup Final.
If he is, he's got somebody waiting for him down here.
I know what time it is. All right.
Busy boy. Let's go, Whitney. Come on, buddy. We're not scared of you. But first, win that series. Because I definitely want to beat that ass. All right? So let's go.
We got people looking for their future ex-wife at the first part. This has been a successful show.
I wanted the Oilers just for content. Caesar's got to stop.
That's fucking people looking for wives at the neighborhood market Walmart now.
Future exes. Caesar, you're gonna kill me with another Edmonton series. I can't believe this. If this happens.
Kirby, everybody think about Kirby if Edmonton wins Game 5 because he's got family in Edmonton.
Kirby,
happy last year.
Trust me, our phone conversations. I'll be there for you, bro.
Take a look at Kirby here.
We have 1 year to celebrate, and then they beat us. Then the following year, and then how long do I have to hear that for the rest of my life? I'm like, oh, well, we won our first Stanley Cup. That doesn't fly up here, Caesar. They're like, who cares?
I agree, Antonio. I think if Edmonton were to win, Ryan would go to the parade. That little fucking bitch.
Oh, right. We need eyes on him, eyes and ears.
And since Spittin' Chicklets did not get me to go to Raleigh today, maybe we could get Spittin' Chicklets to bring Kirby down. That's an idea.
Ooh, I like that. I like that. Put him on the spot here, C's.
No, I talked something with well, I don't want to say, Nick. Do you
No,
want?
we're not going to talk about that. But if it gets to a certain point,
Nick and I have talked about something.
we've talked about something.
Well, Kirby's going to be in South Florida, but I'm not. Love that.
We might be going to Alberta, boys.
Trust me, you don't want to go there.
I don't, but
Nick,
Here, you want beef? You want beef on the bun?
Kirby's on a 5-year winless drought, Lulu.
Actually, Kirby,
He
Lulu,
did make it to
I'll,
South Florida though on Monday.
we're talking hockey here.
I'll do you one better, Lulu. He hasn't
No,
watched. He hasn't seen us score a goal in 2 years.
No, I was in Edmonton.
Keep him in Canada, she
I was
says.
in Edmonton for a win. I don't know what's going on. Did someone hack Lulu's account? What's going on?
I agree. Keep him in Canada.
He's being
I mean,
really spicy today.
But here's the thing,
like
like Kirby, I was in attendance for one game this year.
Fucking asshole.
One game?
Back-to-back. Fucking back-to-back years.
What game did you come?
Oh yeah, he only went to the Vancouver game then.
You know what these two... See, take a look at this side of the screen versus that side. That's no goals. This is Cup Finals appearance. With us in the rink. That's what we do. Anyways,
We haven't won a round this playoff run in our fucking rink. We have not won one.
Hey, blow it out your ass.
Ryan's nursing his win-loss record like he does on
Yes,
Twitter.
Antonio, I do have season tickets. Caesar does as well.
Yep.
Nick doesn't go to every game though during the season though.
I don't go to every game in the regular season. What's it called? We wanted to talk about Zach Hyman, and then we'll wrap up.
Yeah.
Before we do, everybody in the chat, please say, Ryan, you're an Oilers fan.
It's in question right now.
So just say it, and
let's go.
Just do that favor for us.
Right. And the hashtags in the comments, I want hashtag Chinura Oilers fan. Put in the chat right now.
Do we all four think he's an Oilers? Raise your hand if you think he's an Oilers fan. Caesar. There we go.
Depending on how the series goes.
The hand's going up.
But
Ryan count this as a win-win, where I count this.
But on this after dark, I
Hold
came up with this idea by myself off the stream. I have not told anyone this, but there's going to be a new segment on After Dark called the FSU Trash Can Trash Player of the Game or Trash Player of the Week during the regular season. And your Trash Player of the Game is Mr. Dmitry Orlov.
Again.
A.K.a. Alexander Barkov's son.
I think you should split it, Cody.
Should I do one for each team?
No, you should split it with Jesperi Kokaniemi and Dmitry Orlov.
For the
you know what? We got to make a banner for this in the future.
For the series?
Yeah. So.
Oh, I got some new meme.
But for the series, it is still Dmitry Orlov, the trash can of the series, sponsored by the greatest university on the face of the earth, Florida State University. Go Noles.
Ryan knows what's coming tomorrow for the Carolina Hurricanes. He does. Why did everyone pause there?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Nick's typing over here.
He's just distracted.
But yeah, but that's gonna start something. The trash for the regular season is gonna be the trash player of the week. Could be anyone in the NHL. Probably gonna be a Panther because I pretty much watch the Panthers every game.
Yeah. Were we gonna talk about Zach Hyman?
Yes, but Zach Hyman having, I think it was, the rumor is wrist surgery.
He had it.
Not a VTech Vanacek.
Oh, really? Wrist? I didn't hear that earlier today.
It was, apparently it was a wrist, I'm not sure. But it was something with his arm because Marchment did hit his arm, and to be honest with you, I do not feel bad for the Oilers considering what they were trying to do to Rope Hintz.
Yeah, and I don't think that was a malicious play by Marchment.
No, he just missed. And then
no, I didn't think the Marchment hit was dirty. I think, and again, I mean, even if it is, I mean, Evan Bouchard slashing Rope Hintz right on the top of the foot. I mean, if you don't retaliate against that, and I'm not saying that Marchman did here, you got another fucking thing coming if you don't think they're going to fucking see
I thought it was
But-
a too, but I guess it wasn't.
But for Edmonton, this is a fucking huge loss.
It is, especially going if they do end up advancing to the Stanley Cup final.
Because I don't see Corey Perry being able to hold up that long. He's had a great playoffs, but Stanley Cup final, that's an animal.
But the thing is just like for the Panthers, for the Oilers, like he's a key cog in the power play. He's their net front presence, and 5-on-5, he does a lot of the dirty work, a lot of it.
ZK USA, on the bottom of the screen, you're going to see all of us. Actually, let me, is our Twitter handles here? Here's our Twitter handles. Follow each of us, and we could put you in the game day
I
chat.
do like saying for the game day chat, people, please make an appearance on Spaces. If you're over on Twitter X and join the game day chat, I want to hear you on call, things like that. Because otherwise, people come in, Kirby, who's this person? I don't know. You guys add them to the game day. So
And you guys can find my Twitter as well on Big C.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me put that in there. Sorry, Caesar.
Join us on
It's all right, Nick. It's all right. I know where you sit.
Oh, all right. I do. I know where you sit.
But
oh, what the fuck? Anyway, no, I agree with Cody and Kirby. I do think Hyman, that is a big loss for them, especially stylistically against us. I think, again, he leads the playoffs in hits. So I think they're losing a big a key player for them. I do think they have enough talent, though, to be all right. But again, they are going to miss him in some areas. And with Connor Brown, I think he'll be fine, though. Zach Hyman being out could spell some trouble against the Panthers. I do think it changes some things for sure. But I would consider going 11-7 and keeping Stetcher in, because Stetcher has been excellent for them. And Ekholm, you don't know if I don't know what his injury was. But I think if you don't feel Matthias Ekholm can come in and play heavy minutes right away, which he might not be able to, jumping right into a Stanley Cup final, that's not easy, right? After not having played 2-3 months, that is difficult. I do think there could be some benefit in going 11-7. Stetcher has been excellent for the Oilers of late. I think many Oiler fans would agree he doesn't deserve to come out of the lineup. With Hyman there, I mean, do you really think Jeff Skinner or Victor Arvidsson is going to do anything? So
is Ekholm really that good? Yeah. If you want to see why Edmonton's penalty kill has fallen off a cliff compared to last playoffs, he's a key cog in that. But with
probably
Edmonton,
one against us last year,
and go ahead.
But that's another guy that I think's really popped for him this postseason has been Troy Stetcher. But it's
and I would consider, like, I wouldn't be surprised if Knobloch goes 11-7 if and when, which I think he will, Ekholm does return whenever.
Calm down, Derek. Calm down.
Calm down, Derek.
No, that's
Florida. I picked Florida in 5 last year, and I got heat for that. I was pretty close to that.
Yeah.
I think that went a little differently.
That
than
game
thought.
5 was supposed to be a W there. I don't care what you guys. That was a game we can win.
Yeah, well, we can win games when we're not down 3-0. But it's just. But I mean, wrapping up here. At the end of the day, the Panthers are
headed back.
Stanley Cup Finals, boys.
Are the 4th team in NHL history to make it to 3 consecutive Cup Finals. Technically the 3rd, because Tampa didn't do it legitly. They went to the 1 legit, but they didn't make the other 2 weren't.
It's a little different than the other ones, and then the other ones go back to what, the 80s?
The Islanders and the Gretzky Oilers.
No, the Gretzky Oilers didn't do it.
Nope.
They said the Oilers, so I'm not sure which one.
For Calgary.
Look, I'm just saying, they said the Oilers were in that too, so that's all I'm saying.
I thought they did 3 out of 4 years.
No, I think they did. I think we looked it up one day, Kirby, you and I think the Oilers did.
I don't think so. 86 Montreal Calgary, but fact check me if I'm wrong.
But either way, gentlemen,
Let me fact check them real quick. Hold on, because I'm pretty sure.
I'm right. It's 3 out of 4 years. Not even great.
Just want to say thank you guys in the chats. Don't forget to like and subscribe to both our pages. We really appreciate you guys. We're almost at what our next goal is going to be 500, right?
Yeah, we might get there, Caesar. We'll definitely get there. I think July 1st.
I think we can get it before then.
Okay.
So let's see what happens.
July 1st. Make sure to join us there live on July.
And this weekend, if Dallas does end up winning tomorrow, we will be hosting a live stream game for Game 6.
Okay.
So definitely turn on your notification bells, because if we do go live for the game, you guys might want to join us for that.
So what is everybody's official prediction for that Dallas game tomorrow?
5-1 Dallas. I think they explode offensively.
Yeah, I think Randon's he's gonna show up, and Ottinger's gonna play well.
Yeah. And you know what's funny here, and I think this is a hot take. Ranton is not the one that needs to show up. It's this guy named Wyatt Johnson that needs to show up.
What about Robinson too?
Yeah, Robertson.
He scored last game.
Miro. Yeah, Robertson's been there last game or two.
But you know what? I have picked against the Oilers enough. Edmonton wins this series tomorrow.
I'll pick the Oilers again. They'll probably win.
Fucking Nick rolls his eyes at Wyatt Johnson over here, because that's his guy.
Are you gonna pull up plus minus? Are we really gonna talk about plus minus?
Nick, he has 4 goals and 4 assists in 17 fucking games. You're telling me he doesn't need to show up?
You know who I think needs to show up? The captain, Jamie Benn, Tyler Seguin. Who else? Jason Robertson, who's been a ghost. He has 2 goals.
He scored last game.
Have a great
Robertson.
night.
Robertson hasn't had a point in forever, dude. He hasn't had a point since.
It'll be interesting.
Game 3,
Vancouver versus Wyatt.
Game 3, Winnipeg. That was the last time he had a point.
I take some dubs, but I also take some L's. Thanks, Nico Sturm. Fucking asshole. Good night, everybody.
And before I go, just want you guys to check out the latest episode on my podcast. It goes back to my beef with Biz. Really good show. Thanks to Cam and Shauna for joining me on that.
Yes.
And thanks to everybody for the love and support. And RC again for giving me the gift. Really appreciate it. He loves our show After Dark. Couldn't have done it without you all. And till next time, let's go Cats.
Should have gone to a lot of guys. Lead dog, Bobo, but Hot Rod.
Hey, congrats, fellas, but we know what we came here for. 4 more. Let's go.
What's up, Cats and Rats fans? If you enjoyed that video, be sure to hit the like and subscribe button before you head out. If you're listening to us on Apple and Spotify, make sure you leave us a 5-star review. And just like always, let's go Cats.